Hey, fingers. I probably need to turn this down though. Hey, fingers. Yeah, that go. Set up a new track in the garage floor since I took the table down. Just thought I'd run some laps. Hey, Patriot. Matt, right? Is it Matt? Can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Matt. Oh. So I had to move stuff around the garage to make room for my CNC table. It's gonna go over there where that green toad is that you see sitting in the middle of the floor, which had all my Carrera track in it. I was going through my Carrera track today, and I was like, you know, I got enough 330 turns to make two. And I was going through my 230 turns. I was like, I got several of those. So I made two of those and sat it inside the 330. And I was like, I got plenty of straights, so I put together a 4-lane oval today. And I quite like it. Making room for your large format printer. Yeah, the figures, yeah. So the CNC will go over there, like I said, where that green toad is. It'll get moved out of the way. But it's well, you said large format printer. Well, CNC. So it'll I think it's 10 foot by 6 foot, roughly, give or take a few inches. So, but the track will actually get scooted this way. But the way that it's here, it's easy to take up. I can pull some pieces apart, and move it out of the way if needed. But otherwise, plenty of room on there for CNC. And I should still be able to pull my new truck in here, or the Subaru, or the Honda CRV, because the kids, we got a Honda CRV from my cousin. We needed a bunch of work. I finally got it running. Got low compression on one cylinder, so I need to pull it apart and probably put new rings and pistons in it, but that's down the road. But anyway, just want to run some laps on this. This is the Crossbow Carrera. It's got Paul Gage tires on it. Has no magnets in it. Tires have been trued front and rear. Wheels have been trued front and rear. The motor's been glued in. The bushings have been like tacked in with super glue. It's been oiled real well. So, but yeah, no front or rear magnets in this car. It's pretty nice car. It slides all over the place. Hey Marty, glad to see you. The dog gets a kick out of this. Hey, get back. Get back. Come over here and lay down. Sit. Sit. Stay. No. No. You're distracting me. Go. 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 No. You're gonna go inside. for a Carrera car, I probably spent more time on this one than I should have. So, I don't know. I think it runs pretty good. It is tail happy, but I pretty much can keep it in the slot no matter what. Hey, no. I can keep it in the slot no matter how crazy it gets for the most part. Oh gosh. So, it's a pretty nice car. Ooh, stop stopping our car. But it does pretty good for Carrera car. How's the Camaro? Oh, you must be talking to Marty. Must be talking to Marty. I watched Marty's video earlier about his Camaro. Car's looking good. But yeah, I love my crossbows. They're nice. This Camaro I bought from, I can't remember the guy's name. He was selling a bunch of cars on Facebook. I bought quite a few of his 132nd cars and quite a few of his HO cars. And this one has been somewhat tuned. It's got body float. A lot more than this one. This one's all stiff. But this has got body float. It's been shaved along the sides. It had silicones on it, but I took the silicones. I actually took the tires off of this Camaro and put on here because I didn't want to put silicone on this. But this car runs good. It does have a magnet in the rear, but it runs pretty good. These are Scale Electric Camaros. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Oh, Gene. Hey, Gene. Glad you could join. Just running laps. Nothing spectacular. Have any questions, just ask. It's kind of hard to see. I got the camera over here to the right, and then the screen's to all the way to the left on the wall. So I'm kind of going back and forth. But I really like this Camaro. I kind of want to get some of those. I think the 3DP printed chassis. I think they make a chassis for these. I want to get some of those. I don't know how these will run if I take the magnet out of here. I haven't run this with that. One of my favorite cars to run is this little Fiat. It's pretty quick, NSR. Probably one of my fastest cars. I gotta get better controllers. I'm still using the Carrera controllers, so in order for it to not like hard brake, you gotta stay in it a little bit, and it's kind of hard to find that happy place. Yeah, Jean, she likes to be the center of attention. You leave it alone. down. No, no, down, down. Stay, stay. She likes to be out here with me. But sometimes she gets in the way. You gotta be wherever her daddy is. Good girl. Did you print the borders? Yeah, the fingers I did. These are the borders that I printed for the other setup that I had. So I saved them all and put them away in a drawer. So the straight borders are all connected on there. I didn't have enough of the 330 borders. So this side's complete. It just needs to have the ready clips put in it. The other side, the far side, I'll have to print that section over there. So, and I may do this closest side in black or paint the white. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, they're all 3D printed. Oh, let's see here. Here's an NSR Porsche. And all these cars are untuned. The only car that's tuned, I say tuned, is the crossbow there. The rest of these are all straight out of the box, except for, like I said, this one, this white Camaro. Ooh. And then here's I got this in the mail a couple weeks or so ago. Corvette NSR. That's a pretty nice car. I don't know who had this car before. I bought it off eBay, but it looks like it's been tuned on a little bit. The tires are like super sticky. Looks like they've had some type of dressing put on them and whatnot. But it's pretty nice little car. I said no. You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. Ah, no. I said lay down. Good girl. Needs some braid work, I think. Once it gets going, it's fine. Ooh, lost it. Analog or digital at the moment. Analog. If you're talking media fingers, I don't have anything digital. Nothing at all. I'm kind of, I guess, old school. I like the digital stuff. You know, when I was at Jim's and raced on his track, you know, we raced digital, and I enjoy it. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't know. I just like analog. I don't, I guess, feel the need to change lanes or get more fuel or worry about weather or fuel or just get on here and race. I know there's, I guess, a need for that on some instances, but I don't know. The kids are too busy worried about Fortnite and video games. I'm usually out here by myself anyway, so it's not like I really have a need for digital anyway. I don't really have a need for a 4-lane, but me running on this lane right here, technically I don't need borders at all, but you know, I did it because I could. Did I not say lay down? Go lay down right now. Down, down, stay, stay. I joined late, but did you run any of? No, Gene, I haven't run any of my scratch built cars. But no, I mean, the only scratch built car I have done is the hot rod that I did a while back for Harry's thing. I'm still working on the other 2 scratch builds, so I don't have any of the other ones finished. Matt, are you going up there on Tuesday? No. I work full time and I go to school in the middle of work day. So like I go to work for a little bit, I go to school, and then I come back to work. And then, you know, I still have to get 40 hours at work. So I may not get off till 6, 7 o'clock. It just depends. So some days I'm lucky and I can get off at 5:30. I try to on Mondays get off at 5:30 so I can still do my live. Or when I'm usually late on Monday, you know, on Conquest. So, but I try anyway. So, but now I'm not going up there on Tuesday. You need to go lay down. You're on the camera. You need to go lay down. But yeah, Gene, you're not too late anyway. I've only been on here 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Okay, so this blue Camaro here is the very first 132 slot car that I ever bought from Scale Electrics. Well, for any 132 car. My dad started talking about these cars, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy one. So I found this on eBay, I think it was, for maybe 30 bucks. And so I was like, sure, I'll buy it. I didn't know what I was gonna do with it at the time. I didn't have a track. So, but Matt, one thing I do need to do is solder some braid onto some of my HO cars and get the little sticks to go on the guide and run some HO cars on here. I just haven't got that far yet. Actually, I'll have to come race with you sometime. Yeah, it'd be great to come up to your place too and run on your HO track, which I have my HO track upstairs. I need to do some videos on it. Like I say I'm going to, I need to. You know, I've got a bunch of cars up there that I could be painting and doing all, you know, tuning and all kinds of stuff, but I've been real focused on the CNC machine, getting it ready, which you can barely see it sitting up there in the gantry, but sitting over here to the left of me. But I just haven't had time, I guess, doing a lot of research and stuff like that. So the other thing was, well, today I come in here to clean up the garage and organize stuff and move stuff around. Built this work table bench over here, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go through my Carrera track, because I've been kind of missing running laps, and I wanted something easy and simple, and I come up with this big old oval, and I was like, you know what, this is simple enough, I can take it down when I need to take it down, and it works. So sometimes simple is just the way to go, nothing too crazy. And Matt, one of the things with the CNC is I'm hoping to make routed tracks. That's just one thing that I want to do with it. But I want to try some that PVC Centra like Viper uses, and try some plexiglass. MDF, obviously, that's just, you know, what most people use. So I want to try some different stuff and just see how it works. The only reason why I say plexiglass is I think it'd be fun for kids, you know, put some LED lights on it and make the track light up. And then maybe you want to have a bridge, just a section of it that lights up, so you can have a LED, you know, or the track, the whole thing just lights up in LEDs. Just a piece or a section. I don't know. Just want to try stuff, see what happens. I've got a bunch of plexiglass laying in there, some thick stuff, thin stuff. Make some signs. Maybe make some slot car display shelves. You know, cut them out of MDF or plexi or whatever I feel like it. Hey Dave, I'm glad you made it. I figured you were probably doing something with your family, but I'm glad that you could join. My wife and I went out and ate some Mexican for dinner. Dropped the kids off at a friend's house for a little bit. They had a little party or something, so we dropped them off when they ate dinner and then picked them back up later. So I've been running laps on this thing. I don't remember what time I put this together, but probably 2 hours earlier, and then probably about an hour before I went live. So I really enjoy the simple oval. Hey, what did I tell you? Do you need to go back inside? Huh? Why don't you lay down? Here's the, I just got home from visiting with my parents. Yeah. See, Dave, I knew you were doing something with family. Nothing wrong with that. It's a Mad Croc fly truck. I love this thing. It's super detailed. The engine is freaking crazy on this thing. And it runs all right. Runs all right. Dave, I figured. Oh, you don't like that one, do you? That big old black machine? Are you scared of that one? But Dave, you know, you're oval and Harry's oval, George is oval. I was like, why not? Hey, that one scare you? Hey, you're gonna run into the camera. Just sit. No. What is it with this one? What is it with this one? All the other ones you want to eat, this one you don't. I think I found a car. She doesn't like. Yeah. She does not like this so much. And the reason why I bought this is my dad had those fly trucks that he bought, and they ran really good on his polycar track. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy one. So I found this Mad Croc one. It's freaking awesome. And then I got this Scale Electrics one. There's an SCX, but it's pretty ugly. There's not a whole lot of detail there, and I got it cheap. I wanted another one to go with that. The tires that are on it are really knobby, and so it's not great. It's decently quick, I guess, but it's not like that 5 I don't really care for it that much. But the one that I guess I could run the Thunderslot McLaren Elva. This is a nice car too. I know Marty has a thing for these cars too. And this car is straight out of the box, no tuning. I put some oil on the tires and cleaned them with the liner fluid. That's all I've done with the rear tires of this thing. No truing, no nothing. Super smooth car. Ooh. Good thing about the concrete on the garage is it's nice and smooth, so it doesn't mess it up too much. Choose your remote. Yeah, you know, Dave, or I guess it was last weekend, my sister had a birthday party, and we did a surprise birthday party for her, and I figured my mom would be there, and I hadn't seen my mom. You know, she lives 45 minutes away. I hadn't seen my mom since like April, so it was nice to see my mom and my stepdad. So it was a good thing. She was like, you know, we don't need to, you know, have that much time between when we see each other. I was like, yep, I agree. So I have to get up there and see her more often. But this route though, I find myself coming back to this car all the time to drive. I don't know why. I guess I can slide it everywhere and it stays in the spot. It's decently fast. I feel like I can control it. I can make it slide out if I want to. Make it drift. Ooh, side starts like pull up. Let's see. Gee, that's nice. Both your parents are gone, but who talks to them? Listen to your mom, Danny. I know, Dave. So, something earlier, right before I went live, I've been racing so much, like my thumb, my hand, I guess gripping this thing, it was getting sore. So I was like, I want to race with my left hand, which I can't do anything with my left hand. Like, my left hand is basically, it's dumb. It doesn't know how to do a damn thing. But I feel like I was making faster laps with my left hand earlier than I was with my right hand. And I guess even smoother laps with my left hand. It was crazy. Which I'm running with my left hand right now. Last year, or since we talked, I didn't even say hello. Just not being gone. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think my dad's in the chat or anything, but I don't know. I can't even think of that. My dad's a good guy. I couldn't imagine, to be honest. One thing about these Carrera controllers, yes, they suck, but once you get used to it and you find that little spot where you can let up just enough so it starts to slow down, so it'll still coast. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, yes, it does suck, but a regular controller is a million times better. And I do wish that I had at least two, you know, but sitting out here, just making lap after lap, you find that sweet spot. That wasn't it. Lady, where are you at? Oh, you're laying by the door? So, maybe you need to flip the camera. The cars look like they're going the wrong direction. You know, I think it was Marty that said something about that in the Slot Ventures chat earlier. But I like it this direction, okay? I like it this direction. My other truck ran the same direction. And the Carrera runs that direction factory, so I did have to rewire the one so it would run that direction, but I would have had to leave that one can't even talk. Leave that one alone and then flip this one and have that one run backwards in order for it to go the other way. I like making left-hand turns instead of right-hand turns. Or wait. Yeah, right-hand turns. This ain't England. Hey, you know what? But it's like Marty said earlier, Slot R would be happy. I'm gonna see what other cars that I have in here. We got several. We got the Fat Turbo in here, and the Nismo GTR. Gina has a question. Danny, have you ever tried driving two cars at the same time, one in your left and one in your right? I've tried to do it, record some video, man, it's hard. Yes, I've done that, Gene. It is definitely something else to try to do that. So, these Hornby cars here, they're all jacked up. This one's missing the driver, missing the wing. This one's missing the wing. And then whatever's supposed to go right here. No, I think that's right. No, something's missing. But anyway, I got these from an antique secondhand store. And I think they were like 20 bucks for both of them. One of these doesn't run very well. Maybe this one. Braids. Braids get all like stuck flat. I was surprised that they actually ran. Which I actually bought another one of those, of this same car. I think it was in better condition, but it didn't run very well. This has magnets in it. But it doesn't run too bad for being old and not taken care of, obviously. This is another Hornby. This is the 2000 Cadillac LMP. This one. Oh, snake. you could run an escort or that run one another. Here's these on. This General Electric, some special edition. I don't know, it's in a blue box that opened up all fancy. I have some other cars in the house that I haven't ran yet. These are the ones I just brought out. Come out there. So you can tell, well, these ones that have magnets, because they don't slide at all. Now, this one does a little, I think. No, this one don't either. This is the one that's been tuned by whoever owned it before. See what everybody's saying. Slot Car Daddy, welcome. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I needed a track. I was having withdrawals, after I took down the table and put it all away in the tote, and got all these cars, and they were just sitting there. So why not put up a track? Gotta print some more borders. I think it was Nick, Kirby Road. He sent me more red clips. I think it was him. I can't remember who sent me the other red clips. Maybe it was Greg. I don't know, I can't remember now. I feel bad. I don't remember who sent me the red clips, which I've had them for quite a while. But they sent me extra clips so that I could get these borders, the 3D printed borders up and whatnot. So I actually finally got to put them to use. So that section over there still needs clips put on it. But let me, I'm gonna show y'all this CNC gantry over here. I know some of y'all have seen it, some of y'all haven't. So let me try to clean this up over here. I got my drink and junk. Boxes of parts. I can actually show some of y'all some of the 3D printed stuff that I've done lately, which is to build more slot cars with, which I haven't finished the ones I started with. So, but anyway, move this out of the way so y'all can see. It might be noisy when I grab this camera, so I apologize if it's extra loud. All right. So here's the CNC gantry here. So this is MDF that was cut. I bought it part of the kit. This is just heavy duty conduit. And the rest of the stuff, it's all basically in black, is all 3D printed. So all of the supports here, where the router sits, all of this, even the clamp, it's all 3D printed. This right here is a metal plate that I got with the kit. It's aluminum, but it was cut using this same type of machine. The kit comes with all the, if you buy it that way, you can buy it with all the stepper motors, the linear rails, the screws. Linear rails are over here. You can see them there. But you get the belt, which I finally got that put on there. I've got more belt here that'll go for the side going all the way down. So what I wanted is to be able to make sure that the 4x8 sheet would sit inside this and I still had cutting area. So I could cut off of the 4x8 sheet if I wanted to. Hey gang, this 143, 132. Gale Force, it's mainly 132. I do have HO. I do have 143rd. I just don't have it up. It's upstairs, put away somewhere. But yeah, so I guess it's all. I don't do much 143. I bought it for my youngest son, but I mean, I guess one day I could put it up. I didn't really think about 143rd, to be honest. I know Scott does some of that stuff, doesn't he, Matt? He bought one of the Carrera Go track so he could run. 143 I'll run on the big Carrera stuff. I've done it. I've put my son's little 143 cars on here. They run great. Dude, and you were panning away from the track. Couldn't tell. Yeah, sorry. No, you're good. Yeah, so I can turn around. It's roughly 16 foot by I don't know, 5.5 feet, maybe 5 foot wide. However wide a 330 turn is. I measured it earlier, but I don't remember. I think it was right at 5 foot or something. So yeah, I've got Gale Force. I've got a HO truck upstairs. It's the Tuckaway 25 set up on basically a door. You could build it on a door if you wanted to. That's about the size of the layout as an entryway door or whatever. So my dad built it and gave it to me. So I have it upstairs with all his cars and stuff that he gave me last year for Christmas. So that's what got me into all this. Is all this stuff. So, but anyway, it uses just a regular this is a Makita RTO 701C router. Cobalt actually just come out with one that was actually the guy, Ryan, that developed the V1 Engineering CNC stuff. Cobalt actually got with him. So that router is also catered to CNC and specifically this one. It could be used on any other, but the actual image that's on the box on the back is of this actual CNC machine right here, of this gantry setup. But I'm excited. I still need to get it wired up. Here's the control box for it. I actually altered the original so that I could put this fan on here. Actually, I may flip it around. But here's the control board. This right here, just this little guy. I mean, it's, I don't know, 3.5 by 4 inches or something, itty bitty. But this right here controls the CNC machine. Pretty cool stuff. I 3D printed the case. So, and then, so some stuff that I've resin printed here lately is, this is supposed to be like a tuned out 88 to 98 model Chevy pickup. I'm not sure if I like it yet. I may stick it in Blender or something, see if I can lower the top back down to make it look normal. But I scaled it in 132. So I'm gonna go ahead and eventually, when I get my others built, I've got so many things to build, but eventually I'll 3D print, or not 3D print, but I'll scratch build a chassis for it. Here's some engines and whatnot. Straight six, a little small block Chevy. So, and then over here, as you can see in there, there's the bed in the like washing curing station. Anyway, there's the bed to the truck. The doors are actually they're hinged, so they're supposed to open and close. I don't know how well that's going to work on a slot car, but here's the chassis. My plan was to basically copy this in brass. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. There's the doors. You can see it won't focus very well, but there's hinges right there. So we'll see how well that works. There's the hood, transmission, engine block, front bumper, the dash. I have the grill in here somewhere. Rear bumper, tailgate. Oh, there's the front grill. Thanks a lot, Car Daddy. And then this one is the one I'm doing for the HRW, the proxy. So for the modifieds, I can get the front of it off. But my plan is to copy this in brass tubing as much as possible. I mean, not everything I don't feel like needs to be done in brass, obviously, but the basic shape, the basic roll cage, part of the front end, and then the rails that come out the sides that actually go around in here. That'll all be done in brass. I 3D printed the engine for it and whatnot. I have this whole car ready to go, the wheels. So it'll be an asphalt modified, turn it to a slot car. And then the other one that I did, actually, here's the wheels for it. There's are you liking the resin printer? Gene, I love this resin printer. It has been going great since the day I bought it. I bought that resin, haven't changed. Well, I have changed some stuff. I started tweaking and doing things like that, but otherwise it printed right out of the box, no issues, was great. So this I printed, I actually have another one. This is the second one I printed. It's a 56. Shotgun Dave has been wanting a 56. He's like, you can find a 55 and you can find a 57, but you can't find a 56. So I found a 56 and I printed it for him, and I still need to get it sent his way. So it's kind of like we send each other care packages. He's like, hey, I need this, 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 and this. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, oh, I'll mold this, this, and this. So, it's kind of nice being able to, I guess, have something that somebody that needs, and then in return they can make a mold so other people can have cars that don't exist. But yeah, so that'll go to Shotgun Dave so he can make molds. I don't know if he wants these asphalt modified or not. I can print another one of those, get some Volkswagen engines. I know Michael Squire's been asking about those. So, but yeah, this is my 3D printing setup there. This one right here, this thing's the devil. I hate this thing so much. It's an Ender 3V2. I hate it. It's gonna get turned into a CNC machine if I don't chunk it and throw it in the trash first. But this one right here, my Anycubic Cobra, this is, that's the machine right there. It's wonderful. And then my list of shit that I need to do. Of a way to scale 1/24 or 1/5. Yes, Gene, you can scale it using the slicer. I have a conversion table, so if it's 1/25th, you use the table and you go over to 132, and it'll tell you whether you need to go up or down, however many percent. So if you need that chart, I can send it to you. And then you just click in the slicer and you go to scale, and then you change it however many percent it needs. So, but yeah, not in the bedroom anymore. No, you're right, DeFingers. My setup is not in the bedroom anymore. I'm gonna put y'all back on the stand over here. There we go. But I got a lot going on. And I was talking to John Albright earlier, and he's like, "Man, you got a lot of fingers in the pie." I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a lot of crap going on between work, school, CNC machines, scratch building slot cars, messing with the track, 3D printing, plus family and pets, and you name it. I'm probably doing it or finding a way to do it." Or is that what you would recommend to someone getting into 3D printing? Actually, Marty, yeah, that Creality, it's the Creality Hallett Mage 8K. Now they have the Mage 8K Pro. Stay away from it. The Pro's got like LiDAR and all this other stuff, but they've had so many issues with that printer, it's not even funny. Now, I'm talking the resin printer right now. So, the Hallett Mage 8K, the non-pro, is a great printer out of the box. Now, resin printer. Now, if you're talking FDM printer, like the ones that are up high, the Anycubic Cobra, I think they have like the version 2 out now. They have an even bigger one. I mean, you can't go wrong with those either, but that one up there is just a regular Cobra. I got it open box on eBay. Perfect right out of the box. You can print right out of the box. And then, which I did, and then I went in later because I knew some of the settings and what to do and whatnot. So I went and changed and made it how I want it to look. And depending on what you're printing, if you want something with a lot of detail, then you can change the resolution. Or if you're printing something that you want to print fast, then you can raise the number on that so that it prints thicker and faster. But yeah, so Anycubic Cobra for FDM filament printing, and then the Creality Hallett Mage 8K for resin printing. And Gene has the same printer, he can attest to it as well. It's a great printer. And I got it because I had the Anycubic Photon, the original resin printer, and it was a piece of shit. It would print good once, and then the next time it wouldn't do a damn thing. This thing, everything that I've printed from the first day until now, and I've had it a couple months, it's printed great every single time, no problems. So, for a resin printer, you can't beat it. And I got it on sale on Amazon for $250. And I think George said at the first of the year that he said he was gonna go buy him the same resin printer. Barney, that's the resin printer I recommended Danny. I have the same one. Yeah, that's right. That was the best printer, Gene, and I really appreciate it. That saved me a lot of headaches right there. I mean, I don't mind tinkering and messing with it, but I want it to work. And then, like, let's tinker. So it's like, not like it doesn't work at all and I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work. I want it to work, and then like, let's mess with it, and then it's like, oh, it fails, so let's not do that again, just go back to where I was. That's how I want to tinker. I don't want to have to tinker and tinker until I finally get it to work, because I don't know what it's supposed to do initially if it doesn't work initially, you know what I mean? Marty's thinking about entering the 3D. I think Marty's thought about that for quite a while now. It's just, I mean, it's really easy to get into. A lot of people think that it's hard to get into, but it's the printer and the experiences that someone else has had with the printer that can turn someone off pretty quickly. So if you were to buy that Ender, man, I'm telling you, you have to want to spend every day with that printer. If you're going to print every day, that thing is never consistent. I have not gotten anything to print on that Ender since probably last year. Like this time last year. I mean, it's probably been a year since I've had a successful print on that Ender. That Anycubic Cobra, since day one, it's printed everything that I've needed to print. All these borders were printed on that Anycubic Cobra, and they look amazing. So, I mean, I wouldn't print bodies on that Anycubic Cobra. I mean, I guess I could try. I mean, I don't know how it would turn out. FDM stuff for bodies isn't the greatest, just to be honest. The layer lines and stuff, it looks like shit. So, I've been thinking about it for a while now. Yeah, resin is the best for figures, bodies, wheels, engines. FDM, you know, filament printing wouldn't be bad for maybe like a building, some scenery stuff, rocks, some landscaping stuff. That would be great for the FDM printer. Bigger stuff that's not such as, you know, I guess not as detailed. But you can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can get clearish resin, so if you wanted to shine LEDs through it or make signs, or, you know, you could do all kinds of stuff with FDM, like you know, just the borders, making bridges, making a phone holder so that you can do the smart race with the phone gantry deal. I mean, you could print all kinds of stuff with FDM. I need to grab that resin printer. How are the fumes? So, Matt, this resin printer has a carbon filter on the inside, and I did have it in the bedroom. So while it's running, the smell is hardly there at all. Now, when you open that thing up and the fan's like not running, you can smell it. But it's not horrible. I mean, if you were to just leave that thing open, it's gonna smell your room up. But as long as you keep the cover on it closed, I think the worst part for me and my wife is the wash and cure station, because that the tub, you fill it with alcohol. And so that's what you rinse the parts in. It spins, has a little impeller in there and a magnet, and you put it in there and turn it on, and it spins and rinses off the liquid resin off your parts. And so you have a mixture of that resin and that 91% alcohol. And I think that, to me, is more potent than the actual resin. I'm not saying the resin doesn't stink, but the alcohol mixed with that resin, it's pretty potent. So if you had the printer in your bedroom or in another room, and then maybe you washed your parts outside in the garage, it probably wouldn't be bad at all. But I did everything. I washed and cured and printed all in my bedroom. I might open a window every now and then, or wait when my wife's not home to do it or whatever, but it's doable if you need to. Just make sure you buy gloves. That's the biggest thing. Don't touch the resin when it comes out of the bottle. Don't touch the resin when it comes out of the, when you're done printing. The only time you can touch it is after it's cured. So you wash it and then cure it. Yeah, Gene, I'm not sure what resin that we got that you told me to get. It was, yeah, you're right, Gene. It's the photopolymer resin by Sunlu. Make sure if I can get this in here so y'all can see what it looks like. Sunlu ABS-like, dark gray. It's the only resin I've actually tried on this. You can get black and clear and whatever else, but the smell smells not horrible at all. You know, I've been sitting here talking to y'all, and y'all have been staring at the track. I could be, I guess, a little more professional. But to be honest, guys, I'm not much of a professional kind of guy. I'm more of a gearhead, grease monkey. That's what I do for a living. But there you are. Yeah, I was gonna, which I can't really see myself because the camera, it's actually using the camera, so the screen's faced that way. But so you can see some, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but some layer lines on the top of that, which is nothing like what FDM printing would be. I mean, it's pretty smooth, which you can hear that. But you can ask Dave. Smoothing out that Chaparral to print or to mold was probably much easier to do than that FDM printed truck that he has. But I mean, in the supports, some of these fall off real easy, you know, they just break off. Some of them, like this one's pretty thick on here, so I'll cut it off and have to sand it down. But you can see the detail, you know, you're not gonna get all that with FDM printing. I don't have that beige out here. I'd bring it and show you all that. It's in the house. Let me grab, I don't know how well this is gonna show up on the camera here in this small block Chevy. But, which it has some supports on here right now that I'll have to get off, but you can see the belt. The heads, this one's actually put together, and then the headers will go on this slot here. That other one that I have, you actually have to put the heads on and the valve covers, the intake plenum and all that. Then you have to put the oil pan on. I think this is the one that goes to the asphalt modified over there. A good coat of primer and sand took care of it quickly. Maple syrup, yeah, there you are. The details look great. Yeah, what else do I have out here? Let me run in and I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go grab that other one so you can see the detail. So, I can't remember what this is. It's, Dave might be able to tell you. It's, Curtis something is what this car is supposed to be. But anyway, this was FDM printed, and this was on the Anycubic. And it turned out pretty good. And I could get this to turn out way better than what this is. It's super thick. I mean, this thing, I could drop it on the ground right now and it'd be just fine. So a lot of the supports, you can see the supports in there. You gotta get in there and clean that out and smooth it all out. There's a lot of work to this, which this one really isn't that bad. Dave would probably be impressed on how smooth this actually is. Now this down here, with the supports and whatnot, that's a pain in the ass. It really is. But this really isn't that bad, but it's not as good as this. So here's a Can-Am Ferrari that I did. Super smooth, nice car. I'll eventually be turning this into a slot car. So here's what I want to show you, like what the resin printer can do. I don't know if I can get this close enough for y'all to be able to see the detail on this, but I mean, in the wrap that is around this person's eyes, you can see all the wrinkles and whatnot in that wrap. And in the hair, you can see the lines in the hair. Even on the, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be some type of a cape or something. Like there's texture that you can see on the cape. The arrows, to get an FDM printer to do this, it'll never look like this, these arrows. It'll be all like, I mean, you'd touch it and it would break on an FDM printer. It's super weak. But I mean, the detail is crazy. This was the first test print that I did, which was like 19 hours for this thing to print this. It's super, super detailed. Even like the rock. It's probably hard to see with the light, but it's just crazy. This is whatever Creality put on the SD card, something like a Mage or something. Raul will probably be able to tell me. I don't know much about all this stuff, but somebody probably tell you what that is. I don't really know, but it's pretty cool. Now, I said this Mage took like 19 hours to print. These normally, the cars, the bodies, I think the most that I've had print time would be 2.5 hours. That truck that I did over there, so the truck with the engines, all the little parts, everything was under an hour and a half for all of it. So it doesn't care. The taller it is, the longer it is, but it goes by the layers. So it lights up those layers no matter what. So if it's only, 3 inches tall, it doesn't take very long. Now, if it's as tall as what that Mage was, roughly this tall, it's going to take a lot longer. So doing these little slot car bodies and whatnot, it's, like I said, 2.5 hours tops. And that depends. And I think that might have been this one because I printed it at this angle. So you print it at the angle, it raises that height up. But there's a reason that I do that, and it kind of gets into more detailed stuff on why. But some of the stuff I print flat, it's not a big deal. You lose more layer lines the more of an angle. And I think for the Creality Mage, that angle that you need, I think is 35%, and it'll make it super, super smooth. So, but anyway, you can do it flat. It's not a big deal. If you're trying to get something done quickly, you can do these bodies hour and a half with other parts. So, yeah. I've been talking a lot. You have to take the supports off. Yeah, Gene, you're right. I mean, the supports hide a lot, especially on this Mage. And, the belt hanging off there. Maybe I need to do that sometime, take all these supports off to really see it. I just didn't. It was a test print, so I didn't really care about the supports. I just knew that it printed and completed, and it was good, so I didn't worry about taking the supports off that thing. And I don't really take the supports off until I'm ready to use it really. So, Mage Berserker, there you go, Gene. Yeah, you know more about it than I did. I'm not real big into the mythical, I don't know, I like the futuristic stuff. I'm not really into the old timey, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm not into that. So, yeah, you guys have any more questions? I'll answer whatever I can answer. You know, I would be using the computer and camera and whatnot and the actual mic, but for whatever reason, my internet, which I have 1 gig internet, but it's blurry. So when I use my phone, I know the sound probably sucks, but my phone does it best. But I don't know why. Probably because this computer and the other computer are wireless. I should be hardwired. I need to run some Cat 6 to both of them. But yeah, Gene, you're right. The print is awesome. Wow. It is awesome. One of my goals today was to actually wire this gantry up. I just haven't. I didn't get there today. Started messing with the stock car track, and like I said, I haven't quit running on this track other than to go eat. So there's probably a total of 4 hours of constant laps on this thing today. But anyway, y'all want to know anything else? My paint setup over here, which I haven't painted in a while, so it's covered with a bunch of other shit. So I'll be over here soon because I gotta paint that truck. I gotta paint the midget, and I'll paint that asphalt modified. And those are the only ones I'm doing. I think for Harry's you can do 2 of the Nats. I think you can do 2 each. He's doing 3, but I'm only gonna do the Nats and the asphalt modifieds. I'm not gonna do the other one. So I'm gonna send 2 to Harry and 1 to George, which is the midget. Oh, yeah. Let me just bring this whole deal over here. Let's see. Does that work? Yeah. So on this piece right here, there's bearings here and at the bottom. And so the belt, this thing's actually pretty heavy, and it just slides back and forth like this. Get you, maybe I can get you back there so you can kind of see those bearings on that rail. Oh, it didn't like that. I told him my orientation was bad. But yeah, hopefully you can see how those bearings ride on that conduit. But they sit on there at that right angle so it doesn't rub and hit these brackets. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Genius, they don't wrap all the way around. It's kind of got a cup with an opening. So it uses the screws on the ends for up and down, and then it'll use belts to go across, and then for it to ride on the table. It actually rides on these bearings here. And that'll actually ride on the table, which how I had my buddy design it. He's using steel tubing. It'll be 2x2 on each edge, and so the bearing will ride in the middle of that 2x2, and there'll be a gap here, roughly an inch, so that 4x8 will sit down, and there'll be a gap. So whatever it's cutting, which this right here, this is for a vacuum hose, but that hopefully less shavings and stuff will get in the way of these bearings, these rollers, and they can fall down. And I'll probably put like a piece of plexiglass along the sides so that there's kind of a guard that won't allow the shavings and stuff to get on the wheels. So there's two different types. You could do the bearings, or you could do like the inline skate wheels, but you lose some rigidity if you use those inline skate wheels. So you want more rigidity, more strength, more accuracy, you use the bearings. So that's what I went with. So the Ryan, the guy that designed this isn't the only one. And you can make this smaller, you can make it bigger. There's another one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's you could mount it like on this table right here, and you could have it, 2 foot by 2 foot, or 3 foot by 3 foot, 4 foot by 4 foot, however big or small that you wanted it. You could do it. Mount it on top of a small toolbox if you wanted to cut just small stuff. And the good thing about this one, even the other one, you could if you wanted to, but with this, I can put a laser on here if I want to. I can put a plasma cutter on here if I want to. One of the guys that I watch, he actually has 2 of these. One is strictly just for plasma cutting, and then the other one, he has a router and swaps out a laser as well. So that's pretty cool. Those stupid little emoji things get in the freaking way. Well, how wide is it? So the conduit's 5 foot, but if you add the rest of it, it is roughly it's about 5.5 feet wide. A little shy. But yeah, so it's not too bad. So the table itself is almost 6 foot-ish. And then I wanted to have enough room because these extend out in the front here. So I wanted to have enough room so when it went forward, it could pass the 4x8 sheet if needed. So if it needed to come off of the edge of the 4x8 sheet, on the 8 foot end, I had that room to do so. So that's why it's roughly 10 foot. I think it's actually 9 foot and some odd inches, but so your real working distance is going to be 4 foot, a sheet of plywood. Yeah, so the working will be 4 foot by 8 foot, a sheet of plywood, or whatever it may be. I just wanted to make sure that, because when this goes over, this right here is about where it stops. So the center of this that's it. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I wanted to make sure that on the 4 foot, that I could go off the edge. What do I do with that? There we go. So there's roughly 4 foot right there. So I can go past 4 feet if I need to. So, and then that's the same thing with the length. That way it can go past, you know, if I'm cutting, and the main reason for that, so if I'm cutting a slot car track, and cutting where the slot is, you know, if I need to leave for the border side, you know, I need to leave so much, you know, a couple inches, whatever. So I wanted to make sure that I had room, that I could do everything that I needed to do and not run out of space. So I kind of thought ahead of time when doing this. And actually, I thought ahead of time without knowing that I was doing that. So because this piece, if you were to build this according to their plans, it's not 5 foot long, it's shorter than 5 foot. But when I bought the conduit, I bought 5 foot, and I was like, the extra length probably won't be a bad idea. So I bought the 5 foot, used the 5 foot, and then I had to go and do other dimensions, so I wish I was a planner. You know, Gail, I can't say that I planned as, like, knowing that I was planning. You know, it was kind of like, I lucked out, I guess. I lucked out with it. So, but, you know, I know that this is technically a CNC machine and has nothing to do with slot cars, but this is for slot cars. So I will do other things with this other than slot cars, but when thinking about building this, it was in the intention of doing things for slot cars with it. So whether, like I said, whether it be routed tracks, designing, does this, can y'all see me now? I'm trying to look at the screen too. But anyway, so I know y'all been like staring at this thing and then listening to me talk. But, you know, whether it be a routed track or designing a shelf, you know, cutting out a shelf, or I actually designed one already. I don't know where the plans are. But I designed a shelf already so that it's deep enough to use the biggest jewel case that the cars go in and the tallest jewel case. So I took an effect of longest, deepest, and tallest and made it that. So, which was, I think, the Carrera Truckster jewel case and the Fly semi-truck jewel case. So I used those 2 jewel cases, which are pretty tall. The width and the depth of them are pretty big compared to the other ones. So I used those, designed that. I think it's 3 or 4 shelves. They'll be kind of out of slant. They may be flat. I haven't decided that part yet. But then they'll fit in there, and I think I did it so you could do 4 or 5 of the cases wide, or you could just not use the cases and just put the cars in there. You know, because that's one thing that I need is space to put these cars. So nice shelves would be good. And then I also, you can cut aluminum with this, but the thing for me was, the big thing was brass. With me scratch building, I know Dave likes to build, like, he's only done a few I think, but steering. So I think it would be cool to actually cut out some steering parts in brass. You know, something that actually has precise holes and whatnot, and you can slide tubing in and solder it up, and so it's not as, I guess, hard to do. It'll all be designed and all be cut and then you could create steering for stock cars if you wanted to, or pods or just flat chassis plates, and then you could solder whatever onto these chassis plates to make a slot car chassis. So that's things that I've got brewing around in my head. I'm not quite a designer yet. I'm still trying to figure out. I've messed with a little bit with Tinkercad, which this case was designed by Ryan with D1 Engineering, and it didn't have this hole for this fan. So I actually went in Tinkercad, which is a free web-based design software. You can go right now, put your email, password in, create a little account, and design on there for free. But I went on there and made a mounting plate on this. I don't know if y'all can hear, I'm over here talking, y'all can't even see it. But I made a mounting plate, put the holes in there for the fan, and I altered the original. And I've never done that before, so that was good for me. So, first step. But I need to learn Inkscape, and I need to learn Fusion 360, which those are CAD software, and I need to learn CAM software, which I'll be using. I think it's EsselCAM. So I need to learn that as well, which is where once you have designed whatever it is you've designed, you put in the CAM software, and that's where your tooling and your paths are and whatnot that you send to the controller that tells the CNC what to do. So definitely crazy stuff. Gotta learn in baby steps. That's what I'm doing with Fusion 360. Yeah, Gene, the hardest part for me with Fusion 360 is it doesn't operate like the same way as a slicer does. Like I can't control it the same way with the mouse. So like you have to use the keyboard to move, and I don't like the way the movement is in the program. Watching all the content. Sure, I gotta go to bed. Have some races coming in tomorrow afternoon. Lots of prep. All right, Gil. I appreciate you joining. I'm probably gonna get off here pretty quick too. I know my wife, I think, is just went in there to go to bed. So I'll probably be right after. The mayor. All right. So now I know who the mayor is. I know it's on Slot Valley. I see on there to talk about the mayor. But yeah. All right. I'll remember that. The mayor. But anyway. Well, guys, it was fun. I know I haven't made any content lately. It's probably been a month or more. I know I go live on Mondays and stuff, but I don't think there's Mark. It's not Garage, so I'm the mayor. Anyway, good night. See you, Mayor. But, yeah, I haven't made any content in a while. I actually have the video stuff for part 2 of the gantry build for the CNC, and I haven't put that up yet. I have all the video, I just need to put it in CapCut and edit it and upload it. Just haven't done it. That's been done for I don't even know how long, month or so. But I've been doing some scratch building and stuff. I just haven't videoed any of that. I don't know why. I just get in there, start working, and I totally forget to hit record. So I need to. I'm pretty sure I'll be on live Monday. I'll probably be late as usual, but that's because of work and school. If I didn't have school, I'd be off at 3:30. So, but I think Mondays my class starts at 11, so I go to work at 7. I clock out at 10, drive to school, start class at 11, get out at 12:30, drive back to work, clock in at work at 1, and then I try to leave around 5:30, if not 5:36, and then I'm late to Monday Night Live, so it's a pain in the butt. once I get back on my normal schedule with work, which is 2 on, 2 off, blah, blah, I'll only be able to do every other Monday or whatever we decide to do, since Raul is, on to bigger and better things and leaving it, I guess, basically up to us. So we're all trying to figure that out, which I'm glad that Raul's, doing other things. He needs to expand, so that's good that he's doing that. Yeah, you're right, Gene. School is important. I'm tired of school though. I'm done. I'm on my 3rd semester, and I'm just tired. I'm ready for it to be over. Which, not too long now. I'm done in May, so I'll be done, over with. I guess I'll be officially industrial maintenance once I get finished. I always thought I was going to do maintenance work, which is pretty much all I've ever done. Out of high school, I was working at dealerships and other places. In high school, I went and did small engines and auto mechanics. Then I joined the Army, diesel mechanic in the Army. Got out of the Army, worked in an automotive shop. Decided I didn't want to work on everybody else's piece of shit anymore. So, I like working on my own stuff, but I don't care about working on anybody else's stuff. And even these days, I don't even feel like working on my own stuff. But, so then I went to college for machining and CNC. I did 2 semesters of that. Went through, my wife at the time decided she wanted a divorce. So I packed my stuff and moved back to Arkansas, which is where I'm at now. And here, machining CNC stuff's not as big as it was in Huntsville, Alabama, with NASA being there, a lot of government places there, making missiles and whatnot. So what I was making there as a level 1 CNC machinist was like almost twice there what it is here. I think they wanted to give me like $11 an hour here when I was making almost $20 an hour in Alabama. So I was like, no, I ain't gonna be able to do that. So I went on to commercial air conditioning stuff for a little bit, and then now I'm doing what I'm doing now. I was a caster operator, and now I'm doing the industrial maintenance stuff. But yeah, you guys, I'm just blabbling on now. So anyway, y'all have a good night. It is late. I don't even know if the time on this thing is right. It says 11. I don't know if it's actually 11 or if it's 10. But anyway, y'all have a good night. And if I don't get on tomorrow or whatever, then I'll see y'all on Monday. Later, Slaughtheads.